Okay, maybe if I like flip my phone this way. Okay, so it's gonna look really weird because my camera's like right here and I'm using my phone. So okay, so when I was like okay, so I'm horrible at this. Okay. So I guess I'll start with hi YouTube, the normal, hi YouTube. This is KK, and I'm really crappy at starting this, but so when I have PCOS, and I was diagnosed when I was 16. And PCOS, for those that don't know, is occurs in 1 in 10 women and is one of the leading causes to female infertility. So, which I can discuss later in another video. So, a little bit about myself. I was diagnosed with PCOS when I was 16 years old, and that leads to excess body fat, unwanted facial hair, and skin tags, which I have a lot of skin tags. You just can't see them. And a lot of other unattractive things for women. And when I was 16, I was diagnosed with PCOS. And when I first went in, I actually had gone in because I had found a lump in my right breast. And I was really scared because they thought that I might have breast cancer. And so at 16 years old, to be told that you might have breast cancer, was just like really scary. So they started doing a lot of tests, and during that testing, they concluded that I had PCOS, which the signs were there when I was little. So when I was like 8 years old, I started my cycle. It was a very heavy cycle. I had to carry like three pairs of pants with me anytime I went to school. It was really embarrassing because my teachers would tell me all the time, you need to sit down in class, and I would have to constantly get up and use the restroom, and I missed a lot of school because of that. So when I was about 13, 14 years old, I started missing my period. About once a month I would miss it. And then, eventually it started into this whole continuous cycle. So every time it kept going, it would go, one more day, or one more month, excuse me. So I was constantly missing, and so when I was 16, I went to the doctor and I got tested, and my androgen levels had came back. And the doctor looks at me and she goes, "You, Miss Metz, you have a PCOS." And I was like, "What's that?" And she said, "Well, I'm just going to tell you it's going to be really hard for you to have kids, and it's going to be really hard for you to have kids, and you're going to have irregular cycles. So we're going to put you on birth control, and hopefully that'll clear up some of your symptoms, and there shouldn't be any more issues." So so I started on orthotricycline low. That was the first birth control I went on after I found out that I had PCOS, because before that I was on NuvaRing. And I'd been on NuvaRing. That was my first birth control, and I was on that for a while, and I had some issues, and I quit NuvaRing and started orthotricycline low, and my birth control with that was really good. You know, I had a regular cycle, everything was normal, and then when I was about 18 years old, I got married. So my husband and I at the time, we wanted to try for a family, and so we decided we were going to try to have a family, and I got off birth control, and we started having issues right off the bat, and it was like, well, you know, maybe it's just the fact that I just got off birth control. I have a lot of unwanted hair in places that I don't like. I've always struggled with my weight. Always. I mean, ever since I was little, I was always bigger than the other kids, and I always struggled with, you know, trying to keep my weight at a medium where it was just stable. And I even struggle with that today. And so, and a lot of women with PCOS do struggle with weight loss. And hopefully that'll be in another video. My cat's right there. He's asleep. Isn't he cute? Anyways, so I've got like three dogs, and they're all asleep. And my babies. And the other one's on the floor. So anyways, so when I was 18 years old, I weighed in at about 180 pounds, and I lost some weight, and I was doing really good with my weight loss for a while. Sorry, I keep messing with my hair. Nervous. So I lost weight for a little bit, and I started gaining it back. And when I was about 20 years old, my husband and I decided we're going to go to the doctor because we'd been trying for about 3 years, and there was absolutely nothing. You know, my periods would still be irregular. I still had issues with that. They put me I've been on like 3 different birth controls. So I'm going to mess with these real quick because I don't know. Because I can, I guess. So that's cool. I like how that makes my makeup pop. Okay, so anyways, I don't have any like little things where you could, I guess, like make your video more exciting. So in the comments below, if you can tell me how to make my video more exciting or how to get more viewers, that'd be great, because I'm kind of new at this. Okay, so anyways, so when I was like, I guess when I was like 20 years old, went to the doctor, and they told me that I was having infertility issues because of my PCOS. So I struggled with trying to regulate my periods the way that I needed to, and struggled with my weight loss. By the time I was about 20 years old, I weighed 250 pounds, and I was climbing in my weight. My top weight was at 276 pounds, and they had put me on metformin, 1,000 milligrams of metformin last year, actually. So I'm still in the journey of PCOS and fertility. So hopefully later on I can start more videos, and it won't just be about PCOS and stuff. There'll be other stuff involved. So when I was about 20, I went in, and they put me back on birth control. I was put on Levora to regulate my cycles. Well, eventually I looked at my doctor when I was about 6 months into doing my birth control, and I was like, "Look, my husband and I have been trying for the last 3 years. We really want a baby. Is there anything else we can do?" So, we got off birth control, and my period was regular for that month, but then the next month I missed. So then she put me on Provera, and I had a normal cycle, and when I had my cycle on cycle day 3, you go in for lab work. And you get your blood drawn, and they do your hormone levels and all that stuff, which I don't know how to show you guys that little paper. It's on my phone. Anyways, my hormone levels came back great. The only thing is that my testosterone level was 129, and that is way too high for a woman. So I started doing a lot of research online, because I was constantly on medication, and I prefer the natural way of doing things. So I went online, started looking up stuff. I started taking ground flaxseed. I started taking multivitamins every day. I started, trying to make sure that I could get my periods regulated, and within about that year, a couple months later, I started having a regular cycle. So since 2015, I have had a normal regular cycle. So I figured with that I would be able to have a normal period, and that meant that I was ovulating, which it doesn't. So there's some months where I do ovulate and some months where I don't. And during those months, it's pretty tough, I would say. My periods are really light. TMI, I know. But anyways, so yeah. So I'm 23 now and still have, you can hear the train. Oh, I live next to a train track. So yeah, anyways, that's been my journey so far. I've regulated my cycles. I've gotten pregnant a couple of times, but there have been a few times, like last year, I was taking a bunch of pregnancy tests, and I took about 8 of them, and they were all positive, and the doctor was like, "Congratulations." The nurses were all like, "Congratulations." Went in, did a urine test. They all swore that I was pregnant. Did a blood test, and it came back that I was not pregnant. The doctor said it's very possible that it was a chemical pregnancy, but more than likely it was actually a cyst that was giving false positive tests. So if you guys want me to talk more, I can talk about that more. If there's any other questions that you guys have, I'll be more than willing to answer those questions. This was just kind of like a starter video, which those videos always suck because there's so much nerves going on with it. Just kind of like an overview of stuff. I do a lot of there's a thing going around called the 3 a.m. challenge. My roommate and I, we do a lot of those challenges. So we will personally be doing a lot of 3 a.m. challenges that I'd like us to try to start. We've made our own homemade Ouija board several times. We've had a Ouija board. We're always very safe when we do it because of my own personal religious beliefs. I'm gifted. My roommate found that out when she first met me. So some people look at it as schizophrenia. Other people look at it as I'm just gifted in that I can read people very well. So that'll be showing up a lot in the videos as well. There's a lot of goofing off and messing around. We do a lot of food challenges. So she's gone right now. It's kind of why it's boring. So, which I have no idea where she's at. But she left. She had a bunch of friends over last night, and I just wasn't in the mood to hang out with a bunch of people last night. So, it's Saturday. So we'll probably, if she comes back tonight, we'll probably do something intriguing and fun tonight. So stay tuned tonight. Alright, bye.